Dist. Yeah, I feel like it's so quiet. Why is everything so quiet? I can hear them, but it's like fucking volume for ants. That's so weird. Why is it so... I have it maxed? Maybe my headphones are like broken. Can you guys say something now?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, okay, this is really weird. I don't know. Something's like fucked up with my headphones. I can hear you guys on my speakers just fine, but like my head... Let me try my other pair. Hold on.
Show me the way. Ah.
Oh, there's a dungeon codex.
Do we have to remember all these things?
I think we take them with us, but maybe.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Did you
Wait,
guys
I'm
check?
not.
There's a shop. Oh, we can
Boomer
buy house
bomb.
decorations.
Only
Teleport
one can.
Lou. Lou.
Okay, what is this? I want to be this. That's a cool outfit. Is there a Swedish one? Hell, yeah, that's kind of Swedish.
Ah!
That's just yellow.
No, I have blue fists.
That. Okay, yeah. That's like saying.
Gay.
Health. 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 Health.
Help.
Okay, dude, Chad, I don't know. Dude, this is so scuffed. Why are my head... Oh.
Why is his glasses vibrate? Oh, it's because when you...
It's because when we're talking.
Oh my god.
But what the fuck is that?
I don't know. My headphones might just be broken. Actually, I don't know. Oh, okay, I got it. But you guys can't hear him. I got it.
You good now, Dis?
I'm good.
Health. Health.
Open.
Health.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh. Oh, never mind.
Value was lost.
The spell torch.
Say spell words
Okay.
from the spell journal. Yo, who's got the journal?
You have a
I
different
have
word
light
now,
my
Ella?
fire. Say light my fire. Oh.
Oh, you lit it for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh. How do you put it out?
Fireball.
No.
Fireball. Fireball.
Fireball.
That doesn't work. All right. But if you have the healing one, you can say "I love you" to heal players.
Oh wait.
Wait,
You can heal.
I have
Thank
two
you.
words I can't say now, or I'm taking damage.
Well, it's your
You
own
can't
fault for
say
dying then.
words?
But Yeah, no, if you look top left, there's like a skull, you have a curse. If you say that word, you take damage.
Please.
Oh my god, I have the L word.
Which word? Love?
Loser?
No. The one that Salad says every fucking stream like 20,000 times when he's explaining stuff.
Like?
Literally.
Oh.
Ow! Feel me!
I love
What
you.
do you have this?
Mine is
Glad I never
please,
say that word.
but it's not doing it. Please?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have
Well, you can't
health
say
and room.
Why
Oh.
are you
Ow!
so rude? Yes, why are you so rude?
What do you mean?
Please.
Oh, can you heal me, please?
Oh,
I love
if
you.
anyone, stop saying the word.
Thank
You
you.
guys are hurting
No,
me.
you can't say that.
Um,
I love you.
Takes damage.
I love you.
if
There
we
you go.
say show me the
Aw,
way, it
thank
should show
you.
dungeon entrance when we've selected a quest.
I can see your ass.
we gotta use the quest stone to open a portal.
Where's that?
I
Weststone.
don't know. Or shrug, maybe this. Oh, this is the quest stone. Okay.
What's Ella's word?
Health and room.
Why would you ever say those words? What about salad?
Oh yeah, Lepa, there's health over here. See? That's a problem.
Well, just say
Hey guys,
HP.
come into this room here. See?
Just
Say those
just
words
say
all the time.
HP and area. What about salad?
I love
What's your
you.
word?
Go and back. Yeah, there you go. It's 2
What, you mean go
words.
back?
Hey, fuck you, buddy.
Well, I had to try it.
I don't love you.
Say it anymore.
Who needs HP?
Do we start the day? I'll bring the books to like keep track
I
of
love
stuff.
you. Oh, I can't heal myself. That's cringe.
To cure a player, it says call me baby.
Baby?
Baby?
Yeah, no, like
Oh,
call me
baby.
baby. You have to say that to cure someone if they're poisoned.
Oh,
Show me the
call
way.
baby.
Yeah,
Show me the
way
way.
works when we start. I can start a quest and we can.
Ah.
I gotta get. Let me get a. Oh fuck!
3 days to meet treasure target. Okay,
I've
this is
wanted a
it.
torch.
Last
I don't
job
have.
done.
Well, actually, I do have a torch. Hell yeah.
Show me
Yeah,
Oh,
the
here's
way.
the portal. Well, this is the
Light
way right
my
here.
fire.
Wait, there's. Oh, I have a treasure.
Wait, what happened to my other book? What the hell?
You dropped this at the shop.
Oh, I took it.
What? Oh,
Oh.
okay, that's fine. I mean, I have.
Oh,
Well, there is
whoa.
one on the floor still.
Yeah, I
on the
want
floor of the
one so
shop.
we can learn the game.
Yeah, it's there.
Treasures have a
Where?
treasure
Oh, there.
On the
curse.
floor. Yeah.
Yay!
I'm decorating.
I want to go home. Okay, I'm going in.
Title and categories wrong.
Alright.
Oh, I didn't update.
I wanna go.
My bad.
Show me the way.
Oh shit.
Okay, that's cool.
Is this a trap?
Disable trap.
Disabled traps.
Nah, that's not it. But disable traps. Oh, stand in the spell circle. Yeah. Just go ahead. All right.
What's it called?
I know what to say with this. Hold. It's a trap. See? It's a
Oh.
trap.
Oh! Okay. What the fuck, bro?
Wait, why are the
Good job, Ella.
You made me fall!
Baby.
Stop saying that! Guys, what are you doing? You're killing me. Hello? I need healing.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Oh, thank
Why,
you.
why does he
I
sound
love
like
you.
that?
Call me baby.
Okay, you're fine. You're
you're not
No,
gonna-
stop saying okay.
Wait,
I
did we
love
hurt
you.
each other by saying others' words?
I love you.
I
Oh
have
my
a.
god,
There you
you're
go.
so clueless, Ella. You never listen to other people.
Wait, I didn't hear that.
Because you're fucking deaf.
Wait, who stole my book? I don't have any books anymore.
Here,
You
you can
dropped
have
it on the
book.
bridge.
I didn't drop
There you go.
anything.
I have it.
It is
Yeah, it's because
literally on the
Lepus
bridge.
pushing
Yeah,
me, so
no,
I'm dropping it.
fucking-
See? When you push people, you drop items.
Wait, Lava, I
Wait.
love you. Lava, I love you. There you go.
Shut the fuck up.
Can we go in? Oh. Ooh.
Okay.
Stop saying that word, Ella.
Literally.
You're hurting me.
Mother! You gotta heal him up.
Where's salad?
Where's salad?
How do I light the torch?
It's okay, Lava.
Oh. Stop saying okay. My treasure hurts me.
I have the death curse.
You have the what?
What does that mean?
The what
Oh,
curse?
Death curse.
Death?
I got a new word. Oh, no.
Yeah, you got a new word. Yeah.
Oh. Light my
Oh.
I
fire.
only.
We
Thank
gotta
you.
go here and say.
I have a
wait,
limb.
is this a trap? What is this?
Oh no.
Hell.
Help.
Oh. They're always
May I
words
get-
that damage you, friend.
Can I get a heal, please?
I love you. Why am I the one that has to do this?
We can take turns.
Yeah, we can take turns loving each other.
Go back.
Ow!
Sorry.
Wait, why do you have a hand on your ass? What the hell? Lip has a hand on his ass.
Use a what?
Mhm.
Wait,
It's
no,
a
it's
lip.
gone now.
I have
I
a
don't see it.
I
No,
have
he
a
had,
limb.
he had an arm on his ass.
It's right
Oh.
here. It's a limb.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
limb.
is that a treasure?
Oh.
Oh.
Ella, do you know what to do with a limb?
Yes,
Words
put it in the
spell-
massacre
Oh,
machine.
Yeah.
wait. Oh, the words are changed in our
Oh,
journals.
sorry. Sorry.
What
Like-
words are
like-
changing?
The words have
Fire.
changed. It's now flame on to turn the flame fire on, and it.
Oh,
I
thank
will
you.
Let me check.
always- I will always love
shit.
you.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's changed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
did we just... Well, that was weird.
Oh.
Huh?
We're back.
But
So I have
Can we
one
go-
treasure, guys. Did you find any?
is this?
I don't know. It's not mine.
Wait, is this where you landed? Who the fuck? I'm so confused.
Oh. Oh, we haven't been here.
Oh
No.
Oh, this is a new area, true. Hoppa.
Oh!
Oh, okay.
This?
Oh, you
Oh,
get.
sorry.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Stop!
I will always love you.
Okay, I'm fine.
Yeah, I do that.
Scroll of praise to greet the Dark Queen. I don't think we have that.
What's this?
We need a scroll.
Monster!
What the fuck is that? Can you say, darling, I love you?
I don't have a... Darling, I love you.
Thank
Darling,
you.
I love you. Darling. There's many... Oh, there's more. No. No. Oh, I
Oh,
see
gosh.
Stairs, I see stairs. Ow, my ass. What is that? Is that a bomb? Oh, shit, that's a bomb.
I need a heal. I need my healer.
Help.
Salad?
Help. 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 Help.
Where are they?
Help. 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 What was it like? Burn?
We can. You need like a wand to heal, right?
Yes. Play
Yeah.
on. This looks
Guys?
exactly the same as before.
Team? Yeah, I don't know. Where the hell did they go? Lepa? Oh, goodness.
What the heck? Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe? Unsubscribe?
It's got a word on its back that damages it when we say it. You're fired.
You're fired.
Who's your daddy?
Who's your dad?
Got
Yeah,
him.
good job, Lepa.
That was kind of cool.
I wonder if we can like find a
treasure?
wand. Oh, there's a boot. Oh, Bard's foot. You can put this in the recycling.
Exit the dungeon with your treasure and return to the portal.
Oh, can't we say like, show me the way? Or do you have a book?
I do.
What does it say?
I left my stove on. Stop the clock.
Because we need to figure out.
Home.
Oh, that is it showing somewhere?
I don't know. I don't see anything.
I want to go home.
Oh, show me the way. But it doesn't show you anything. Can you see any? Can you see?
No, I don't see shit.
Flame on.
Flame on.
What's this?
Why do I feel like it doesn't work for me? Flame on. Flame on. Flame on. What the fuck? Bad English. Fuck off.
Oh, here's treasure. You can carry this. Room.
I have a treasure. I can't pick this one up though.
Oh, you already have one?
Yeah, I've got two. Can you grab it?
No, I got one earlier.
I mean, I have the
Maybe we should
crown,
just head back.
but
What is this? Oh, this is more treasure. Can you... Which one's more valuable, I wonder?
yeah, I don't know. Can I drop the torch to get more? No, it's like a separate inventory.
All right. What? Oh, if I carry this, I take damage from a word that's... Oh, I see how it is. You
There's
know
a
what?
blade.
I'm just gonna start.
Where are you going?
Well, I was gonna go backwards.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Flame on.
Flame on. Flame on.
Blame. What is it? Oh,
Blame.
barbecue time.
Barbecue time. Wait, they actually got some treasure.
Cool, so they're alive.
I have barely any HP, so I'm a little scared.
Me too.
I'm at half a heart. Oh!
What is he saying solid for? He literally saw hide this. Wait, can
What?
you hear me, Dist?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm fucking dead.
Do I have to finish the day? Yeah, I don't know. Are they dead?
Wait, can you hear me?
I
Sal?
think you can hear each other when you're dead.
Wait, what?
Maybe I
hear.
can finish the day to like resurrect them or something.
And VODs aren't available.
Close
Shit,
portal.
yeah.
Okay.
That's so weird. Why can I hear
I don't
him, but he
think
can't
he
hear
is
me?
right.
Enable
We
VODs
lost.
to be available. Hang on.
Shit, I don't know, dude.
What just happened?
Close the portal.
Wait, can you hear me?
What
No?
if they were alive and they had a bunch of treasure?
We were alive!
No, you were alive. I died because some fucking Swedish cunt was tabbed out while I was shouting, Ella, say I will always love you.
I
Dude,
can
I
hear
like
you.
the-
40
40
died?
FPS.
Cool, cool.
You can hear me?
I could hear you, Salad,
No,
but
I-
you couldn't hear me
Yeah, I can hear you now.
when
Yeah,
I,
I couldn't hear
when I was
you.
dead. I don't know. It's
I
weird.
could hear all of you.
Wait, so who was dead? Salad was dead.
Salad
Me and
and,
Dist were dead.
myself.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 1 out of 12. I gotta find 11 more treasures in 2 days.
Let me just
Yeah.
buy some shit.
I think we should all get wands, maybe.
Yeah. The healing
Yeah,
ones
the
are
healing
so
one.
expensive.
True.
Oh
I-
God, 450.
You the one that was on my body was next to you, by the way. You just didn't.
Oh, I
look
didn't
at
see it.
Fucking
Are we
blind as
cooked?
a bat.
No,
Are we
we're fine.
cooked?
Oh, look, we get to choose.
Should we reset?
Yeah,
the
just
difficulty.
nah. Just get one of the ones, I guess. You might as well.
Yeah, I got a heal
I'm
wand.
not
gold do we
holding
have?
it this time. I don't love any
No.
of you.
I didn't see any enemy.
Enemies?
No. No.
We found just me found an enemy that you
Oh,
have
did
to
you?
like say the word that's on their back to damage them. It was pretty
That's
cool.
kind of cool. You should
Ah.
get a
Yeah,
you
I
should
have
get a
to say
book.
who's your daddy.
All right. We're good.
Just see that.
Yeah, we're good.
Um. So we have a
Ooh.
hard map here or a normal.
Yeah, we should totally do the hard one. That's gonna go well.
I think so, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
What is
I mean,
he
yeah.
giggling about?
You need help.
No, I don't.
You need help.
No.
Oh,
Who's
I
got the
see.
healing wand?
It's,
I got it.
I think this has
Oh,
one,
I
yeah.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
I
It
thought
has
it
to
was
be
the
out
thing on your
though.
back.
Wait, what did I do with my book?
What do you?
Do we do? Do I open the hard one?
Yeah, sure.
All right, fuck it, I'm doing it.
This, I got your book.
Wait,
Stole his
that
book.
immediately starts day 2? You don't have to go into the
Mhm.
portal?
No, you have to go in. It
Okay.
just did this last
You
time.
start
as well.
today.
Oh, it just does the loading. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, look at
What is this
decoration.
chest?
So pretty.
Yeah, they're so cool.
Oh.
That's where you drop the treasure you find. So you have
Ah.
to like you have to go back and forth.
I see.
You can only carry one treasure.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, we gotta stick together.
It's the dungeon codex.
Oh,
We have a
that
dungeon
makes
codex?
sense.
Yeah, I got it. I got one.
Okay, so there's different
so there's a
enemies.
bomb?
4 different enemies, guys.
Wait, you can see the type of enemies?
Yes, the bride, Chatterbox, Red Annie, and the meat grinder.
Oh.
The meat
Go
grinder
ask
is the
your
one that you have
mother.
to look behind.
There's a
Ah.
bomb though. I don't know what all that's about.
A bomb. Let me just check.
It's ticking.
Nah, it's nothing.
It is
It's nothing.
ticking.
Just ignore it.
Oh, what the fuck?
What?
That's not in the book.
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh, is he fucking dead? Can I bring somebody back to life? Oh God. Is this a treasure? Oh, curse remover. It's like a brush. Okay. Oh God. To be with the team. This is kind of sus. I really need to be with the team to help them. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. Bro, why don't they work? This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. Okay, dude, I swear it's like NVIDIA broadcast fucking this up. Hold on. This girl is on fire. That's so weird. I'm just gonna take this and go home. This girl is on fire. Look at that. It works. It works. All right. You think they're okay? How do I... Greedy goblet. Team? Can I, like, see if they're alive somewhere? Guys? I mean, there's no activity. I feel like they're dead, dude. I feel like everybody's just watching me right now. Guys? Oh. Are you a big streamer? Wait. I have a brush. Oh, wait, that's for... Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Guys? Is that a merchant? I'm fucking dead, dude. Oh. Teleport home. Go. Wait, how do I use it? Oh, fuck.
It's so funny voice when you're
Oh.
poisoned.
Who's got a whole sentence worth
Treasure.
of words?
Oh, Salad's
Oh,
alive.
man.
Revive at all, I wonder.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, I
feel like
think
I
we're
should
cooked.
be able to revive somehow.
I wonder if you can revive.
Yeah, I'm not
So,
There's
sure.
got to be a way to
uh,
revive, surely,
So don't
right?
look away from mannequins.
What was the mannequin?
Just some mannequin with red, glowy eyes.
Is that what you
Snapped
died
my
to?
neck immediate. It's like a weeping angel.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
okay.
Tried.
Wait, but
Wait, maybe?
you gotta look
No.
away from them?
No,
There's
no,
got
no.
to be a way
toward
to
them.
revive.
You look at them,
Has
okay.
to
Yeah.
be.
You look at them. Don't look away.
Or some
Yeah,
way.
They snap
You
your
don't
neck.
just get one shot at the beginning. What time is it?
So we have like 15 minutes per portal, I think.
What
Bottom
time
right,
is
see
it?
timer.
I can't. Oh, maybe I have to be inside. What time is it? Show me the way. What time is it? I can't fucking see. Oh, you need the portal clock. I see. Well, I hope those two aren't dead. 'Cause that'd be
Clueless.
very awkward. Well, I hope the other two aren't dead. I've not seen them in a while. I have not seen any pop-ups either, which is a little concerning.
Doesn't it say when a teammate dies? I thought it did.
Yeah.
Why
don't
are there
know,
no
I don't-
footsteps?
Yeah, so Robin.
There's
Isn't
probably
this
a
where
way
you
to
died,
check.
Lepa?
I think so.
The fucking
No,
Zolta
no,
count
this looks
shit.
different.
Listen, there's a good reason. Oh, fuck.
Is that teeth?
It's a dead end.
Light me up. Wait, what is it? Feel the burn. Feel the burn. Is that a dead end? I think it is.
Mhm.
What's the reason? cunt.
Oh, is that treasure?
Traffic cone.
I mean, it could be. Dude's just collecting body parts. See?
You think he'll make it?
In
It doesn't
6
seem like
minutes, for sure.
there's anything in this dungeon that can get him.
Yeah, it's kind of chill.
Yeah, I don't think that we can hurt him when he's like when we're dead. All right, Salad, bring us back, buddy. Bring us back. Come on, Salad.
Damn, so much gold for limbs.
So he can like end the day early, right? Isn't that what you
Yeah,
did?
he can end it now and res us, yeah.
Gotcha.
4 out of 12 treasure. It's looking good, yeah.
Yeah, we just need to not all die right at this.
Yep. The book got updated when I died to that lurker guy.
We need to get
Oh.
8 in one day.
Yeah. I think we got info on the monster because I died.
I hope
to
you're all
it.
dead because I'm gonna close the portal.
I hope you're all dead. Wow, okay.
Well, all right. We were Salad.
Yeah.
Please tell me you were all dead.
We were. We were dead. Yep.
All right, we got it this
Hey,
time. Just
How
8
about we
treasures,
stick
guys.
Together.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
I
stick
agree.
together. And I want to read this book now because it said it got updated when I died to that lurker guy.
It keeps
Okay.
updating constantly.
Ah.
Yeah.
What's your Twitter handle? What the hell?
Okay, I
Jump.
think I know why you can't hear me sometimes. It keeps saying reconnecting to voice.
Oh, real?
Oh.
Yeah, I had no idea why.
Oh, is this a cloak?
Oh, we can get a board that shows the status of the team. Like we can like buy something to put in here that'll show if we're alive.
Yeah.
I need a what's the, oh, is this a oh. I need a spell book.
Yeah, it keeps reconnecting me to voice chat. I don't know why.
Oh my.
Ow!
What the hell was that?
Just one of my words, apparently.
Why?
Why?
No, I'm
Don't
not
know.
saying it. Why?
Oh, it's your word too, isn't it?
I'm on
Yeah.
2.5 HP.
We need a healing staff.
Yeah, can you afford it,
With what
Mr.
money?
Moneybags? Yeah, ooh, you just surely you have enough, right?
I think it's shared.
Wait, it should.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Oh.
395.
Yeah. You know,
Well.
if my entire team, if my entire team didn't die.
I got gimped immediately.
Curse port. Let's go.
Oh,
Yeah, let's go.
fucking A.
This game's actually.
We had a
long,
healing
like-
wand.
We had two.
Yeah. Okay, no one says the bad words, all right?
Okay.
Right. Well, we might be able to get enough money if we make it. We bring some stuff back. All right, I'm sticking with the team.
Yeah, let's not fall. Let's all like stick
No.
together.
You damaged me again, you rat bitch.
Wait, this?
No, you.
I mean,
what did
we
I
need to
say?
be
What?
we need to be careful with what we say.
You said that you know how to.
I'm so confused.
I like it
I like it
spicy.
spicy.
Yo, what if we?
I like it spicy.
What if it was like really corny accents? Ooh, I'm gonna take this back right away.
Oh,
Wait, wait.
yeah.
Is that money? You might be able to buy a wand.
It's a trap. Oh no.
It's treasure.
Just walk over it. Wait, what is this trap? I like it spicy.
I don't think it could be deactivated.
I think it can. I just don't know what the trap is.
Oh, you just.
Fuck me.
I didn't say shit. Don't look at me.
Right.
Alright?
That was me. One of you guys.
I like
go
it
get
spicy.
poisoned.
I like it spicy.
I like it spicy. Yeah. Go get poisoned, Ella.
What? What? I have to step on this?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm on 2 HP.
How much does poison
It-
deal?
I'll
Just
heal
walk
you,
over
it's-
it?
Okay.
Twat.
Yep.
I like it spicy. Fucking.
I like it spicy.
Yeah, I like
Wait,
it spicy.
treasure. Treasure.
I like it
something.
Wait, did it
spicy.
change?
Oh no, this is a you get gold for this one.
I like it spicy. There we go. Too British, I guess.
Oh, Ella, you.
Oh,
Can you tell me
Yo,
I smell nice?
you smell nice.
You smell nice.
Thank you.
I keep saying it and I keep damaging myself.
Yeah, you're hurting me too, buddy.
It's a fake trap. Oh, fuck, too British. It's a fake trap.
Go under it.
Wait, it changed as I did it. That's bullshit.
Nah. Oh, treasure!
You're hot.
Holy. Okay, I have a treasure, but I'm not gonna run away with it yet. I'm sticking with you guys.
That's dead end, I think.
Oh, we gotta go back
okay.
up.
Okay.
Are you fucking taking piss? Oh, why is everything
Wait,
just...
is it the B word?
Yeah, it's go and the B word.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see.
And you know the opposite of when you open a door? That word as well.
Okay. I see. Let me read this.
Jump over it.
Yep, yeah,
Oh,
that
nice.
was it.
You're hot.
You're
Is it
hot.
So scared. I'm so scared of speaking. Oh, there's so much treasure here.
There's a treasure! Oh my god, let's go.
Hey, Lepa's getting money. Good.
That's good, okay, he's alive.
Okay, Salad can't talk. He got silenced.
What the fuck was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah. I think that might... Maybe that's Salad.
There's a floor up here.
You're hot.
Yeah, look
You're
at
hot.
this. We have to say these words, but it's fine for me. What about you?
It's what?
Yeah, are these words fine for you?
Don't know.
Well, they were
You know-
not.
Oh my god. Wait. Oh, I hope Salad's okay. That might have hurt him.
Oh yeah, shit.
I kind of feel like we should go back.
Go under it. Yeah, we could do. This keeps going for a bit.
Because we could
go
buy a
back and-
healing wand. Probably.
Yeah, we should probably do that. But maybe check if this is a dead end.
Yeah. We're so deep.
Yeah, we are. Oh, this was jump over it.
You're hot.
Jump over it. There's an enemy over there. I don't know what it is.
Stop! You're hot. Okay, we gotta go. We should go back. Can
Yeah,
you say the thing for the trap?
Yeah, I got it. You stare at her, okay?
Yeah.
Jump over it. Okay.
Wait, can we
Wait,
make her
can we
fall?
lock her? Jump over it.
Oh no, it don't work.
Oh,
You think we can close the door on him though?
yeah, maybe. I don't.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
No.
Don't worry, I'm looking.
Okay. Alright. Watch out behind.
Oh my
There's
god.
two of them.
Okay, wait. You go
first,
forward.
You first.
Me? Okay, I'm looking
Yeah,
away.
you go. I'm looking.
Okay, I'm looking.
Alright. Okay. Keep looking. I'm gonna see where we're walking.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, back down. It's good. And then we go this way. Oh my, okay.
They're so fast,
They're
actually.
so fast, it's insane.
Okay, yeah, we just keep going
Oh,
this way.
Yeah. Is there any trap behind us? I'm looking at them so you can check.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I'll keep scouting. Okay, there's one trap coming up. It's already deactivated though.
I keep moving?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you can keep going. Alright, stop.
Alright.
Jump over it. Alright, we're good.
Do I just back up?
Yeah. I think that's the right way. Dude, wait, this is so far. Are they still coming? See him.
Yeah, I think they are. They're in the distance there. Can I keep moving?
Yeah, you're good.
Alright.
Okay, there might be a trap. I don't.
Yeah, I see.
You're hot. Oh, what's cooking? Alright, keep moving. Oh, we're here. We made
Are
it.
we out?
Yeah, we're out.
How do we leave with... Do we just turn around quickly?
Yeah, just do it.
Alright.
Oh,
Oh, don't go in there. There's weeping angels, two of
I
them.
love you.
Oh!
We have treasure.
Yeah.
Oh.
I need healing.
We need a medic. We need a medic. We need a medic. We need a medic.
I'm
We
good.
need a medic. We need a medic. We need a medic. We need a medic.
I'm fine.
We need a medic.
Wait, I need to know the portal time code. What is it?
TikTok.
TikTok. 6.5 minutes.
Okay.
Well,
What
we
the
got
hell is that
like-
sound?
Yeah, me and this have 2 treasures though. We need 4 more treasure. Let's go.
Is salad good?
He's dead.
Oh
Oh.
shit, he's dead. I mean, it's not impossible to make it.
We could go left.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
I think we should go the other way.
I can't say M-I. Yeah, I need heals.
We need a medic. We need a medic. We need a medic. We need a medic.
Alright, yeah, let's go left. I mean, 4 more, guys. We need 4 more.
We need a medic.
I need to buy one of these books I can, like, spell journal.
How much money
Anybody
do we
need a
have?
medic? Mine?
Okay, we
we're
gotta
good.
we gotta go.
We gotta move. Wait, what happened to my clock? I have it. Okay.
Should.
TikTok.
Go.
Oh, I can't see it here. Okay, we need 4 treasure, but we're only 3 people.
Didn't?
Yeah.
Haven't?
TikTok.
We didn't go. left.
TikTok. TikTok. Work.
Maybe it changed. It is TikTok.
Okay.
Maybe you need to do
I
a
won-
dance.
I wonder if there's any treasures. Like, oh, outside. Wait, I didn't
Need a
even say
medic.
that.
TikTok.
Oh, you
need a
you
medic.
like shot me with that. Oh, it's an
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
projectile.
Like a projectile heart. Need a medic.
TikTok.
We need a medic. We need a medic.
This thing doesn't fucking work. Can you say
TikTok.
TikTok?
TikTok.
Okay, you have to say it. 4.5 minutes. 4.5. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
One-
go. We're never gonna make it.
TikTok.
What's cooking?
Oh, two.
And another one. I'm going back.
Okay, yeah.
Someone get this one. Wait, I can get both? What?
Oh, maybe one of them's not a treasure. But yeah, just go put it in.
Yeah, I'm going back.
I'm gonna go this way. Wait. Wait, fucking Leppa's dead? Oh god. Oh, fuck.
Oh my
What?
god! There was another one.
Oh, the other one got me. Holy sh...
Yeah, it sucks ass that they make
There's no
no
treasure?
sound.
Oh my god! That's crazy. Go, 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 go!
Ella's fucked.
TikTok.
He's so dead.
Well, I
TikTok.
mean, we're off.
TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok. TikTok.
That's
3 minutes. Okay. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
TikTok.
TikTok. Hello? You guys a lot?
Well,
This-
he's gonna find out real
Oh,
soon.
fuck, Weeping Angel. Nah. Nah. TikTok. 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 TikTok.
Wait, where'd Sal
TikTok.
go?
TikTok.
I think he DC'd.
TikTok.
His mic wasn't working at all.
TikTok.
I think he disconnected.
TikTok. 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 And I guess I'll just wait. We didn't meet the quota. Yeah, sure, Salad. Wait, you can't just join with the code I sent? Oh.
Oh, jeez. Oh, he's back. Yo,
It's happy hour.
can rejoin. Salad?
It's happy hour.
Can't
Guys?
hear him.
Guys, you have 40 seconds. 40 seconds. It's happy hour. It's happy hour. Well, I think we're all dead. Now we know how this game works, though, so that's cool. So what happens if you
And what happens when
it's
we
happy
fail?
hour? That was
Hello?
a knowledge run, for sure, knowledge run. No doubt.
Can you hear me?
Why we died?
Oh.
I don't think, are they Red Annie sovereign? I'm not sure.
It's weird. Whenever
No,
I
they're
die, I
mannequins.
can't hear you guys when you're speaking.
Yeah, it's kind of weird
maybe
when
they
you're
are red
dead.
Annies.
Might be kind of
Maybe
buggy.
they are.
Yeah.
No, my book.
Mine
What
s-
happened now? It's day 3. Are we fucked?
Yeah, do we just die?
I don't know.
I mean, there's no place where we can like start.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
Oh, there's an item so she doesn't kill you in the store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, that was a good knowledge run. I like it.
It was.
yeah. Wait, I can't
This is
move.
Yeah, I can't.
I can't move either.
Oh,
Help!
Oh, wait, now I can.
Can you push me?
Now I can. Now I can. Yeah.
Why
alright.
can't I move?
Okay.
I can't move. Oh, Esk.
I have Zivond.
Nice.
Good.
Ugh.
I need a medic.
You need help. Yeah, make sure you get the spell books and everything and enough torches.
Yeah, I got him. I like running around with the spell books. So, those weeping angels, are they red ants? Because it says you can say no kicking to them.
They snap your neck.
Yeah, I
Mm,
don't know.
I don't think it's Snow Ann or Red
Yeah, I'm
Ann.
not sure either.
Doesn't really look.
You will be my
Same.
first girlfriend.
Oh.
Excuse me?
Let's see. Yeah, there's a scroll of praise. With this scroll, you won't offend the Dark Queen, it says, but it's 25 gold. I don't know what that means.
Yes, queen.
There was
Or as normal.
there was like
Oh,
a
okay, that was
place
a big
where you
knowledge.
needed that scroll
Oh,
in like
really?
the map that I saw. Yeah, I'll buy one. In case we
Oh.
run into it again. So can you like choose
Oh, we
the
got
map
this for sure.
or?
Well, not the first one, but then you get like
Okay.
1 out of 3 you get to choose.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Play! Oh, wait, I have one treasure right here now.
It's a fake trap.
Yeah, that's right, boys.
Why does it keep reconnecting me? It's pissing me off. I
Comcast.
said it like twice.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times.
Like what?
Just walk ahead.
Oh,
Banger.
Just walk ahead.
that could have gone badly.
You guys see, I already took one treasure to the chest, guys.
Oh,
Nice, he's
shit.
carrying
Oh,
it.
very nice. Very. Oh yeah, the crown.
There's like paths to the side, but wait, let's all stick together.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna follow you
Let's
guys this time.
Clear
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one
yeah.
out.
So, what words you guys got?
It's one that'll never get used.
It's
so
the
okay.
one Salad
I have
loves.
this right here. This.
Oh, I
This.
see. I
Ah.
have the opposite of in front.
Okay.
This girl is on
Mine
fire.
Is, if I was
Oh,
Fire?
you can't say that.
Oh,
I was
that's gonna be a
to-
problem.
if I was to dress all of you, I would say a word that begins with E.
It's a fake trap.
Oh, you can like
treasure.
stand on each other.
Oh,
I have
3
a-
treasures.
I have a trap. I mean,
Ella, you might want to leave the building.
I have a treasure anyway, so I'm gonna leave. Hold on.
Okay. Wait, who has the you have the wand, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fire.
What's the word to light up the top? This girl is on fire. There we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, what is that?
Shiza!
Foul
What
mouth.
the fuck?
Oh,
Foul mouth,
don't
wait.
say bad words. No cursing.
Oh, no cursing.
His name is foul mouth. Salad. Where's Salad?
I don't know.
Wait, he was right with. Wait, what the fuck is going on? Oh,
I'm here. I'm
I'm
here.
gonna die. I can't. I'm already.
Do you have a heal wand? Who has a
No,
heal?
Salad has it.
Oh,
No, Ella! Guys, seriously, if you swear again, I'm dead. Stop.
Salad, come heal.
That is Salad here? Salad, I need
was-
healing.
My dad was here. Stop whining.
Not me, he did.
Me.
Stop whining. Stop whining. Stop whining.
Thank you.
How the hell do we get a fly off of you?
Okay, dude. If you swear, I take damage. I have
Stop whining.
the foul mouth.
you can't curse.
Oh.
Pee-pee. Poo-poo.
How do we get the fly off?
You.
Stop whining.
Stop whining.
We all swear way too much. I'm
Stop
just. I'm
whining.
fucking dead, man.
Stop whining.
I just.
Stop whining.
I'm dropping the treasure outside, alright?
Whining.
Okay, how do we get it off?
I don't know.
How
Oh,
about you just not curse, huh? Starting today.
Okay, we'll just not swear anymore.
Yeah,
it doesn't say.
dumbass. So you could still be rude.
Okay.
Okay, this girl is on fire.
There's a limb here.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, let me leave before you say this.
Everyone? 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 Elden, Elden!
Everyone.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
Okay.
Stop whining.
No, no, no!
Oh god, there's another one.
That's so funny
I don't
now,
think he
isn't
can
it?
get me though.
Stop whining.
Bummer.
Oh, we both have it. I see. Didn't realize it was flying above my head. Everyone,
Gosh. Darn it.
Ow!
you need healing?
G? Gosh?
Yeah,
All the treasure items have effects, by the way. Very interesting.
pick that up and heal me.
Stop whining. Stop whining. Stop whining.
We need a medic.
Changed. Thank you.
Change. What is it?
We need a medic.
We need a medic. We need a medic.
Thank you.
Yes. We need a medic. We need a medic.
Alright, I'm gonna go back. I have 2 limbs and I have a treasure.
We need a medic.
Okay.
We need a medic.
Thank you.
We need a medic.
Oh, this
Light
is-
my fire.
Unlimited. We need a medic.
Ah,
We need a medic.
I need a medic. Thank
We
you.
need, we need a medic.
We need a medic.
We need a medic.
There was another pathway,
Oh, so,
right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's just an exit. A couple times.
I think it's this way.
How do you get rid of them bugs anyway? Have you guys
Or maybe
been
it
over
was
here
this
to the
way.
right?
I mean,
No.
just don't curse. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's fine. Where's Salad?
I don't know. He
I'm gonna
fell
go this way.
behind.
Oh, I see a cone. I think I need to go back now. Silenced. Alright, I'm gonna go back. Think this goes back? Maybe? Oh, hey. Wait, there's Salad?
Hello.
Oh hey, what's got like a scythe?
Yeah, I'm trying to move everything.
They're imposter. I think there was a game mode for this with like imposter. Oh, 150 for this. Look at that. Got 500 bucks. I guess I can get the clock. TikTok. Stop the clock. Yo, Trez, thank you for the 13 months. Thank you, man. Well, the treasure we got, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Did you guys see what the dagger
nice.
did?
No.
Every item has an effect if you look in the top left or whatever when you loot it.
Oh, yeah. I just can't say that word.
Ah!
What?
Word.
I can't say L word.
Oh. There's one more inside though.
Yeah, we don't know what the time is. We should definitely buy a timer.
Oh, I got a timer.
Oh, you do?
What is it? Stop the clock. We have 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
5 minutes, alright. And we have 6 treasure out of 12. This is crazy.
Yeah, we're doing good this run. The first map seems pretty easy though, compared to the other ones.
How long's left?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Oh, we got plenty time.
The cute bug you have there, Leppa.
But what if we kill
Likewise.
someone with a someone with a dagger before we turn it in?
Could you attack with
'Cause
it
it
or something?
Yeah, if you kill someone with a dagger, it increases its value by 1.
Oh, so it's worth 2 treasures.
Yeah, so if you kill someone with it before we end the day, then they get rescued next day.
Do we have another dagger?
That would be smart, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have any more daggers though, do we?
No, I think we turned it in. But now we know.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, what
Should
happened?
Do we end the day or go and explore?
There's
Yeah, I don't
coins
know.
here. I'm gonna get some
What should
coins.
we have not
Was that
turned
from
in?
Monster?
Well, apparently we can sacrifice each other with the dagger to make it worth more treasure. We could do that like at the end of the day, I guess.
I see.
Sacrifice each other, you know.
There's a book.
Well, yeah, maybe you could just like stab the bug. That would count.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I nearly jumped into you, Jesus.
Maybe this is somewhere we haven't been.
I feel like this.
Hmm.
Maybe.
Oh. Kind of looks like we've been here.
Power up. Power up. Power
Yeah.
up.
I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I'll run in a tiny bit more and chat.
TikTok. 2 minutes 50.
I think this might still be the same place.
Yeah. I think
Hmm.
we should leave.
Yeah, I should probably just go. And hopefully we can get back in time.
Yeah, it should be alright. You have the wand still? The healing one?
No.
Oh, okay.
I gave it to Leper. I don't.
Well, that's
was that
good.
the way? Yeah, it was.
In case we die. I think we're fine though.
I think it's back at the actual place, like the
TikTok.
house. How long's left?
We got 2.
What?
We got 2
You were
minutes.
so far behind me a second ago.
Oh, that. I don't know what the hell just happened. Oh, oops.
I think there's just a little bit of latency or something. And then it's causing the disconnect and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. You were like right behind me, and then I went through the door, and then I was waiting for a while.
On my screen, you were miles behind me, so I like turned around and you were just gone.
Let's see.
I was so confused. Wait. Someone died. Leper.
Or Lepa.
The bee must have got him.
Maybe Ella sacrificed him.
That's not surprising. God, that fly is so ugly.
Wow. Nice.
He keeps killing you. Who do you
TikTok.
mean?
Oh, we got 50 seconds.
Oh, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Just in time.
Yeah, it was 7 Leper.
Hello.
Wait. Okay.
Oogada-ba?
Okay, I was worried. I was worried he was also dead.
Oh.
For fuck's sake.
Free hugs.
Oh.
Sorry.
Free hugs. Free hugs.
Thank you.
Free hugs.
Free hugs. Oh, it can
Get
double
some
cast.
Whoa.
Oh, you can. Oh.
Free hugs.
Free hugs.
Is Lipa dead?
Yeah.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Nothing of value was lost. It's fine.
Wait, this fits my outfit. I like this one.
My God, it's worse Wally.
Alright, that was a good loot.
Yeah, good run.
So I noticed other items unlock the further in we go. That's cool.
Imagine dying.
End of day 1. Did we get a new item now, or is it day 3? Oh.
Wait,
Oh,
but I can
okay.
buy a stained rug.
Oh. Has anyone gone to the top of this building? Is there anything up here?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, we can choose a hard map now.
Ooh.
Free hugs. What?
Whichever one of you just
I got your
walked
back.
into me messed up my
I got your back.
rotation.
Oh, you got the Wally shirt. Yay.
Nay, fuck off. I'm trying to rotate this stupid rug. I give up.
Where's Lepa? Oh.
Leper?
He's right here.
Hi,
Le
Leper.
Pepper?
Hi.
We do the hard map? Or?
Undo. What happened to you, Leper? Did the thing get you? You got boys?
I got your back. I got your back. I got your back.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
I'm ready also.
Oh, which one do we want to do?
The hard one.
Yeah.
You want to do Labyrinth? I mean, we have an
got
extra
your
day
back.
anyways, right? So,
Yeah, we do. We do.
all right.
I got your back.
I have 0 items, but I'm okay.
You could buy some.
Those bombs again. No, it's not. Wait.
You
I don't know
these
what this is.
characters
Some kind of
remind me of?
sacrifice shrine.
Oh, I
I
think
gotta
we
use
need the scroll for
frame.
this. I got it.
Oh, this is the scroll? got your back.
Slay my queen. It's Black Friday.
Oh.
Cone of silence. Oh.
Okay,
We
so
got a treasure.
when you do this, you can actually respawn somebody when you use the scroll
Oh.
here. It's one of the options. You get like a few
Okay.
choices. Yeah.
I
That's
see.
it.
That's useful.
Yeah, I chose the treasure this time.
Yeah. All right, we
Okay,
stick
now.
together, yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting murdered by monsters.
I
10
don't know where
seconds
Lepa
in.
is though.
The monsters are so dangerous. They just like
Yeah,
one
they
shot
are.
you.
Yeah.
Lepa isn't here. I don't know if he.
I
went
think he's
back to
taking
get
the treasure back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he
I
might
got your back.
get lost and die.
Bro, what the?
Oh wait, he's right here. Yo, what's up, Lepa?
What if there's mimics?
I
Or
found
like,
it.
yeah. Nice.
Hey, Deadpoolio.
Oh, nice.
Wait, you can that gives buff or something if you drink from it, I think, but it's also
Alright,
a treasure,
well,
so. Yeah, it says on the top left side when you hold it.
Ooh, okay, well, I'm gonna do it.
The breath stinks.
What does that do? Heal
Well,
you?
that was useless.
It's healing
Can
you.
we get
Yeah.
the...
Poison.
It's a 50-50 chance, I think.
Oh, it's a treasure now.
Oh, okay, so it's only a one-time
It's
use.
worth 2 treasure.
Oh, nice.
Noise.
Oh,
That's
nice,
how
I
that
get it.
works.
Yeah. Behind. Yeah?
I got your back.
Just so you know, if we go back, there is.
Oh, I need
crap.
heals.
I got
This
your
girl
back.
is on fire.
Ah!
This
Ow.
girl is on fire.
No, stop!
I got your back. All you need is
I
love.
have 1 health.
Just
Uh,
jump
You can't
over
heal
and-
yourself.
You
can't
drop
heal
it?
yourself.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah,
your back.
you have to jump over and give it to someone.
Can't you oh, fuck. Okay. How do you
I got
drop there?
All you need is
Go
love.
fuck yourself. What was it? I'm sorry.
All you need is love.
All you need is love, man.
Anybody.
It's love.
Huh? What was that?
I used the door.
Barbecue time.
It's love.
Barbecue
All you need
time?
is love.
Ah.
Barbecue time. What?
No, heals.
Heals.
Oh, wait.
Heals.
All you need is love.
Do your
All you
homework.
need is love. All you need is love.
Thank you.
Do your
Thank you.
homework.
All you need is love.
Oh,
All you need is love.
What was that?
oh, did you kill her?
It was a
All you
bunch
need
of
is
dolls.
Oh, yo,
It's
good
not
job.
you, it's me.
Oh, it's Annie.
Oh,
Oh, do your homework?
barbecue time.
Do you believe in life after love?
I
that
can
treasure?
feel something. It's a...
Ah!
It's an arm.
Oh, yeah.
Behind.
Oh.
Shut up!
I had to open the
I need
door.
to open the door,
Okay, okay,
man.
fine. All you need
Oh,
is love.
it's the entrance.
All
to the
you
other
need
way.
is
That's
love.
awkward.
All you need is love.
TikTok.
All you need is love.
TikTok? Okay, we got 10 minutes. Hmm. I don't know if I want to go that way, actually, Chad. I'm scared. Gregory. Teleport home from any... Muscle elixir. Gain the strength to carry another item. Carry an additional treasure. Oh, Need to go back. Guys? Guys? Barbecue time. Gentlemen? I don't know where they went. Hello? Probably went this way. Oh. Yo, guys.
It is.
Yo.
Wow.
I,
Do your homework. Do your homework.
Oh, shit. Do your homework.
Do your homework. Do your homework.
Do your homework.
All you need is love.
Oh,
All
shite.
you need
They
is
gave
love.
me an extra word.
By the way.
Oh,
They gave
okay.
me my
Heal me.
favorite
Somebody heal me.
word.
It's all
All you
clear.
need is love. Somebody heal me.
Alright, I got it.
All you
All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love.
All you need is love. All you need
All
is
you
love.
need is love. All you need
All
is
you
love.
need is love.
Double
Thank you.
heal. Barbecue time. Didn't I drop something here? Drop the clock. Maybe Lepa got it.
We need the scroll, buddy. You still got it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alright. We seek your favor. It's Black Friday.
Easy.
I can carry 2 treasures actually. I
Oh,
got
nice.
an upgrade from Gregory.
Wait, hang on. Is this the? I think this one's. Is this one closed? Yeah, it's closed.
Yeah, it's closed.
Oh, it doesn't do anything.
What's going on in here, fellas?
I don't
Did
know.
you-
I thought this was a button, but it's.
Did you get my clock, Lepa?
I did, yeah. You want it
Okay.
back?
Yeah, how much time do we have?
TikTok. It's the happy hour.
Time's up.
It's payday. Time's up. 7 minutes.
Alright.
Just
walk over it.
Oh wait, hang on, hang on.
It's fine.
What
It's
it-
fine. It's
Okay.
fine.
Oh, nice.
Oh, treasures.
So much treasure.
Oh, guys, do your homework.
Do your homework.
Do your homework.
Do your homework.
the-
Not the right one.
Oh.
No kicking.
Do your homework. Do your
No
homework.
kicking.
Do your
No
homework.
kicking. No kicking.
Oh, no kidding.
Brother, man.
Ella
Boy,
is
my
like
word.
being weird.
Ella? You need to carry the cone. You're.
What the hell?
I
Is he
like spicy.
silenced?
You sound
I
like.
like it spicy.
Ella, you sound like this.
There's a body part here that I can't pick up.
Oh, there's like some teeth here.
Shut the fuck up, Ella.
I can pick it up if you.
I got the hand. I dropped the scroll.
I'll take the scroll because I only need to drop the torch for it.
Yeah, they're only 25, so I like it spicy. Well, we have a lot of treasure. What the fuck is that? Where's Ella?
Oh, it's the thing I have. I think it attracts monsters. Why not go outside?
Don't go outside.
But why not?
Okay, go outside. I'm lying.
Go outside.
Okay, well, we gotta move. We have to go so far.
What the fuck?
The fuck is that sound?
It's this thing. It makes monster noises.
Oh. I thought it came inside.
Wait, do I still sound weird?
Think
Nah,
so.
you're
You sound
good.
fine now.
Happy
Okay.
hour.
Oh my
Show me
god.
the money.
Grudge noises.
Okay.
There's like a fucking clicker from The Last of Us.
What is the time thing again?
Does anyone need heals?
I can do with a little.
I love
heal.
you.
Oh, thank
How do I
you.
check the time?
Wait.
It's fine. It's fine. You can go.
How do I check
Okay.
the time?
You gotta do it on
How do
this
you check
one,
the
though.
what?
Just walk over it.
Okay.
How do I check the time, guys? Come on.
Time's up.
Yeah, time's weird.
4 minutes.
Okay, let's get
We
the hell
gotta
out of
move,
here.
yeah.
4 minutes.
It's
I like
a
it
pretty
spicy.
Big track from here.
I like it spicy.
Thank God it's not with the F word now.
I have some horrible words.
I don't think the one I have has been said yet.
Look it. Mine is my favorite word.
Oh, same. Well, yeah, it's your favorite word.
It's my favorite word. Wait, which way?
We jump over
is
this.
way, right?
Oh.
I mean,
I'm gonna
I
need a
think
heal.
can't we ask this?
I love you.
I love you.
Oh, it's
Show
here,
me
it's
the
here.
way.
It's it, yeah.
I love you.
Oh, this is the way.
The goblet.
Anyone grab the goblet?
Run!
I can't. I'm full.
Okay.
I'm also full.
Yeah, we
I'm
can bring
full.
it back.
Why are
I'm
we
sure we can make a
down
second trip.
here?
Yeah. This is the start, right? I think we're far.
Yeah. Back this way.
Which was this way? Huh?
I want to go home.
Oh yeah, nice. God, that sound. What the hell?
It's
Oh,
just, it's
watch
just.
out. Two of them.
What the hell?
Oh!
Why did it hit him? What?
He's fucking
I didn't
dead.
go over him. Do I try and go back and get the stuff?
I mean, one of us should. I guess they both died.
Yeah, I think they did. I can give it a go.
I mean, if we all died, is it... What
I
happens?
don't know.
Oh. Oh, you made it. Nice.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna go try and get.
treasure. Should we try
Alright.
and go get them?
Yeah, salad's going out.
Okay.
Oh shit, wait, how much time do we have?
I'll just leave all my stuff here.
Time's up. 45 seconds.
I think I can get one.
I will chill here. Poor Ella. Yo, nice. Lepa got a coin? Oh my god, what? His dead body came through the portal. All that's left is his shoes.
What happened,
Yay.
Lepa?
Yeah, okay, so you can't talk even if you turn
What?
off your push to talk. It still kills you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why
dang.
I died. I tried cheating and the moment I spoke,
I love
it just
you.
killed me instantly.
I love you.
For fuck's sake.
I love you.
Um.
We probably have a lot of money.
We have 1,665.
That's crazy. Wait, don't we unlock something new now? Yeah. Wait, no. Yeah. No. Yeah. Beacon upgrade. Yeah. We can buy a beacon.
Bacon.
Bacon.
Oh yeah, I need a dark book here.
I want to place. Why can't I place?
There we go.
This is bullshit. I'm
What
just getting
is?
placed though. I was trying to place some cool shit, but it won't let me place it.
What the hell happened to our X? Oh. Why did I place this thing? There we go. Who put the chair up here? These interior decorators.
Fire them. Well, we can get a
Ah!
stone. We can get a stone fireplace.
Stop saying the F word!
What the heck's this thing? Oh, it's the clock. I see.
Should we buy the beacon?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, of course.
Alright,
I don't know
bought
where
us
you
a
put
house
it, though.
plant. Wait, what's that? Oh my
Yeah,
God,
I
that's
don't
a
know. I
big
bought
plant.
it. It says
I'm
I see
putting it in the
clearly now.
window. See?
Oh, nice. It's halfway out the window.
I need some healing. I need healing. Can I have some heal, please?
I think Lepa had it.
Oh, healing?
Yeah.
Yes,
I love you.
I love you. Yay. I love you. Wait, I can say it. Oh.
Yeah,
I
as
love
long as
you.
you're holding it, anyone can.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love me.
Oh,
man.
I love you.
So, we go one more?
Yeah, I mean, we got 12 out of 12. We might as
Sure.
well go for another.
Yeah. Let's do one more.
We'll do the hard one.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
different. It's Cursed Fort.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay, so no cheating on those hearing enemies. That's scary.
It did
Okay,
say.
I only have 2 books, that's it.
I only have the 2 books. Whoever's got the torch is the leader.
Yeah, I got a torch.
Wait, do we have the scroll again?
Yeah, I got the scroll on the
Okay.
clock.
Nice.
Just run across.
Just run across.
You.
Oh, we can carry 2 treasures now. Cool.
Oh wait,
Okay,
we all
right.
can?
I can.
Oh
carry 2
shit!
treasures,
Yeah, the upgrade I got is for the whole team, I guess.
Just run across.
Oh.
Or
It
just
was
walk
from
over it?
like outside one of the doors. There was a little cart, and it was like a different shop.
Oh.
And I spent like a red coin of some kind that we had. We only had one of them.
How can you see how many you can hold? Oh, I can only carry 1 still.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, why is Ella?
I don't know. I
love
why
you.
is Ella able to carry 2?
You got
I
like
don't-
cheating or something.
No.
I love you. Hugs?
Some treasure I picked up, I guess.
Maybe.
Healing word changed.
Just walk over it.
Nice. I can't fucking see.
Light my fire. Light my
Ow.
fire.
Ow! When it
Heal.
shakes,
What the
hold it in
hell
your
is
hands
that?
and- Shut up! Sorry, I had to say that. That was I literally, no, I literally had to say that. Grenade.
Ow!
Listen, I have a
fuck.
holy hand grenade. It says, when it shakes, hold it in your hand and say "shut up" to calm it down. It cannot be dropped.
How much is it
Oh,
worth?
It's worth it. It's worthy of 2 treasures,
Literally.
though.
Did you
Oh.
go and take it back?
Yeah, you might
Can I
want
get
to
some
take
Because I
that.
have another slot.
Oh,
Can I get some
true.
healing, please?
I don't know how to heal.
Wait, so
How
what
does it feel?
happens-
How does
What
it feel?
happens if I don't say
How does
"shut
it
up"
feel?
to it when it shakes?
Oh, the
How does it
cart's
feel?
here.
Probably blows
How
up.
does it
Oh,
feel?
nice.
How does it feel? How does it feel?
Yeah, we don't have any of the
God damn it,
coins.
Ella, stop moving. How does it
You guys can see though, there's some good stuff here.
I don't trust this thing.
Ah, wait, I can. Oh, you can buy some stuff here. I see.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Do your. Oh shit. No candy for you. No candy for you. No candy for you.
No candy for you.
Shut up.
No candy for you.
No candy
Oh, you got
for
the
you.
lungs.
No candy for you.
No candy for you.
No candy for you.
What the hell is this? What is this, guys?
That's a portal thing. You can teleport with it.
Oh.
You have to say I'm gone.
Go fast for a while, but at what
Hello?
cost? Oh, that's scary.
Oh shit! Shut up! Oh yeah.
Jesus. Too busy fucking laughing.
You got teleported to a random location.
By Leppa? Light my fire.
Yeah, but he picked up a teleport stone, and I
Oh.
told him what to say, and I didn't realize it would.
Wait, does he have the... He has the wand, doesn't he?
Treasure, you.
Oh wait, he collected coins.
Yo, Ella, you might want to buy, I want to buy, like, a potion here.
A potion?
Yeah, you can
Shut
get, like,
up.
a healing potion.
Oh shit!
Wait, was it a dead
Teleport
end?
From anywhere. I like it.
Was it a dead end this other way?
I'm not sure.
Hmm. Okay. You know what? I can teleport home. Fine. No candy for you. 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 What the fuck? No candy for you. No candy for you. I am your father. I am your father. Shut up. So long, suckers.
Oh, are you here?
Okay,
Oh.
yeah, I teleported. I bought one of those stones. There was a mimic. I got 2
What,
treasure though.
mimic?
Or no, sorry, not a mimic. The mannequin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Leppa?
No, I have
Or
not.
did you
seen
buy
him.
a blue stone?
No, I bought the teleport home stone.
Oh, the red stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause he bought the blue stone, and I think that teleports you to a random place.
Well,
So
we'll
I
find
don't
him.
know where he is.
Maybe we should. Should we get another healing wand? How much money do we have? Oh shit. Wonder how much time we have left. Ella found a gold coin. Hello? Dude, we have so much treasure. There's money down below. Oh, hey.
I
Where'd
found a toilet, and I said I gotta go, and I teleport to a random companion.
I was like, where did you come from?
Yeah.
Have you seen Lepa?
No, I tried to teleport. Oh, there's a cone here.
Yeah, there's a bunch. Oh, a cone. Oh shit. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Getting hot in here. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I wonder if there's any treasure down. I can't hear Ella. Please see anything over.
Oh, I'm no longer silent.
Oh.
My gosh.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this kind of sketch. Can we like cheat here? Wait, we can boost, can we?
Oh yeah, I could jump on your head.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Check if
Well,
there's anything there. I'm not sure how
yeah.
you're getting
Oh wait,
back.
there actually is a treasure. It's like on the wall though.
Around, maybe?
I jump up. Okay, I might have to go around. Can I get out of here? A dead end. Unless... Oh!
Nightreign, will you marry me? Can you say that?
Will you marry me?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wait, do you see there's a body here?
Oh! That's why the treasure
Yeah.
was here.
Yeah.
Oh. That's awkward. Were you able to jump over? That's a dead end, by the way.
Yeah, you can. We have to jump super late. Like, I managed on the first one. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
One more. I have 1.5 health.
Yeah, I'm at
I've
3.
got to make that 1 health. No! No! Oh, okay. Okay. Wait. Okay, chill. Oh my god. I said the H word again, but I think I said it too fast.
You got this.
Surely. Okay. Oh my. Oh.
No, I don't have the wand.
I think we ditch.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, can we sneak past it or rush past it or something?
I'm gonna...
I think we can. Oh, there's someone here.
Oh,
We've got,
signs of life.
We've got 3 minutes left. I'm pretty sure that's
Okay.
long dead.
Yeah, we
Left by
found
his
him.
bed. We found his body. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
I found his
there's
bag.
there's so many mannequins inside the thing.
He like fell off a cliff or something. I don't know. His treasure was like on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop the clock. Yeah. We got 250 left, and I don't think there's much point going back in.
I wonder if you can like hold treasure for the next time. You know,
Oh,
like
maybe.
the Lethal Company strat, whatever.
Oh god, just placing them all in the corner.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I want to hear
got-
about Lepa's adventure.
Yeah. I got a redstone that teleported me back here.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
that's
Yeah,
nice.
I got one of those too. Did you buy it?
No, I found it.
Oh, you just found it.
The castle, yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, we got 2 ready
Oh,
coins.
nice.
Oh yeah, it's the end of the demo anyways, so.
Oh, it is. Okay. Oh yeah, this is just a demo.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah! Teleport!
I legitimately
I
think
got
about
stuck in my
it.
dead end and I got pumped by the big jet.
Yeah.
Oh no. Poor
I nearly
laptop.
got killed by the mimic, but the mannequin, but I teleported.
Yeah.
Oh.
Smart.
Yeah.
So is that's the demo?
Yeah, I,
think
it's
I
the
think
demo.
that's it. Yeah.
I'm happy with.
He's happy. What?
Oh, because he said happy.
I thought it would be more brain rot, but it was fine.
Yeah, it was fun.
Behind
good, yeah.
anybody, spell, get out of here. I think. Follow me.
Yeah, this was. I can't.
I
Everyone
tried to
listen.
say all this. Get out of here.
I had so
Yeah.
much fun, literally.
I
Oh.
think this was great.
Can
Why
you
am I
help
not
me?
dying? I want to die.
Ah.
Can you
Why?
kill me?
Anybody.
Is your
Does
health
anyone
low?
want to play?
Can I kill
I'm
you?
not taking any damage. Spell.
Can you kill me?
Spell.
What's your
Can you
word,
heal
Leffer?
me?
Anybody.
Can you
behind.
light my
Spell.
torch?
Anybody.
Get out of. I see. Follow me.
Anybody.
Anybody?
Can you give me banana
Anybody.
pizza?
Help.
Anybody?
Anybody.
Can you give me
Happy?
cake?
Anybody.
Anybody?
Happy?
Happy?
Happy? Happy?
Can you love me?
Happy?
Money?
Can you marry me?
Happy?
Can you make me happy?
Literally.
Literally chasing money.
Why
Happy.
can't I die?
Anybody.
Spell.
Anybody.
Spell.
Anybody. Anybody. There you go. Oh, he's doing the disconnect thing. Oh, we're good.
Yeah.
That was
Please,
annoying,
can
though.
you make me happy with fire? Ow.
Wait, you can dance?
How are you dancing?
You are
Wait,
my
how do you-
Skibidi.
How'd you do
You
that?
are my Phantom Tax.
Oh my gosh. What's his words? Kill him. Literally. Oh, wrong guy. Oh.
Wrong guy. Hey oh
Oh,
hey, hey
God.
oh hey oh hey oh hey oh.
What's his words? Oh my
Whoop,
god, loser.
Whoop, whoop, whoop on Gangnam Style. Eh.
Oh my god. I take my brain rot comment back. Fucking hell.
There's so
Yeah.
many different dances. Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. Oh shit. Let's go down to the club, yeah. Ayo, ayo, oh.
Is this
I love this
caught?
Hot.
Hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, guys, wood.
Wood. Yeah, wood.
Well,
I don't
Yeah.
have any dances.
They're all on the
They're
right
to
side.
right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's YMCA. Cool.
Oh.
YMCA.
Well, you're not doing
Which
that. You're
button?
just a fucking
Which one did you press?
one.
Oh, one. One.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
Oh,
so
you guys are sick.
I'm so fat.
Paladin Lepa. That's so tight.
That's so funny. Jesus Christ. It's
God,
fun
I'm
to
tired,
stay at
Chad.
YMCA.
That dance looks like
What
the...
I like this sit. The sit is nice.
Yeah, I'm
Hold
at
on,
peace.
Nice.
Oh, campfire.
Oh, let's gather around the campfire and sing the campfire song.
No, don't stop.
Oh, you mean campfire?
No.
Yeah.
Fire.
CAMPFIRES.
No!
Fire's really
I'm
nice.
sitting.
Oh, the fire
This
feels
fire's
great on my
light
feet.
Stop. Can you literally stop saying that?
Ow! Man, you're on fire today.
Look at him spinning. Look at him
Spinning.
spinning. Oh my god. This
Oh,
is
dude,
cute.
if you spin really fast, it like completely distorts everyone's audio.
Wait, what?
Audio?
Yeah, like I mean, maybe it's because I have 8,000 DPI, but
It
still.
does, yeah.
Okay, imagine it with you though, and imagine with me and 8,000 DPI. That's bad.
Yeah.
Holy,
Oh.
holy shit!
Did I see the peak scam game they made on Roblox? No.
Good lord!
I'm not surprised though. Doesn't Roblox like copy a bunch of games?
Let's try Giga spend this is to go
Oh, God.
even further beyond.
Bro's gone plus ultra. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
No distance stand in the fire. Oh no, what a nightmare.
Hilarious. Oh,
How old are we again?
dude, this... the outfits are so cute. Look at little Lippa. Is there a pass emoji?
There's a wave. There's a point.
You can do an L.
yeah. Yeah, I saw the L,
Salute.
yeah.
07. Thumbs down. Hmm.
No, I was sitting on this.
Wait, can we stack on each other?
Oh
I think
yeah.
so. Wait, what was that? Each other?
Go build the tower.
I'm up.
Oh my.
Yeah. Wait,
Wait,
can you,
what if
can
we
get
jump?
to the roof? Can you get to the roof from,
Oh.
like that?
I don't
Hold on,
know.
let's use the
Oh,
chair.
no. Oh dear. How do you even stack each other? There you go. What? What the fuck is this?
What just happened? Why is there a fire in my screen?
I-
Fire? Somebody bring a fire here?
Oh wait, we can almost get up.
You pushed me off, you fuck. Who the fuck is stacking?
Oh, this is peak now, by the way.
Oh yeah, this is.
Same game, basically.
Fine guys, I'm adding a chair. There you go.
Oh, that'll help. It's so
Oh,
close.
so close.
Go on, fellas, you're so,
So
close.
close.
Oh. You can't really mount each other,
Table
it kind of
here now.
teleports you.
I'm
Get on
up.
me.
Oh,
Nice.
you're up.
Yeah, we can actually go up
Wait.
there.
Wait. Yeah, look at that. Let's
Oh, we can go
go.
out of bounds.
Oh, well.
Creepy. Oh, we can go higher. Yo, we need more furniture.
Can you get on me? Get on me? Get on me?
Okay.
Yeah, I wanna,
Oh,
I'm
see you?
mounting,
Yeah.
I'm mounting.
Oh, there we go.
Bye, love.
Yeah, I got that on top of the world.
Yay!
No, Lepa, no.
I wanna... Oh,
Oh, we made it. He's so talented.
if we build a tower up, a fire up here, that'd be really cool.
Yo, check out these
God
smoke
damn it.
physics.
Oh yeah, there's actual smoke physics. What
Oh, wow.
the hell? That's
What
kind
is
of
Gangnam Style?
I don't know what you're doing.
This wanted none of that.
That's crazy.
Literally.
Whoa! Ah!
Fire.
Oh my goodness.
You got so much
Dude, I went fly. You like, you can multi-push, like if you spam it, it like
Yeah,
stacks it up.
I said salad into oblivion with that.
Fire.
You sent me flying off the map, dude.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I gotta go walk the dog. It's fucking late.
Yeah, I gotta go as well, fellas.
Yeah, it's been fun though. Cool game.
It has enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's actually really fun. Look forward to release. We gotta lad it up then.
Yeah, we should
Fire.
play on release.
All right. Thanks for playing.
Awesome. Thanks for the game.
Thanks.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys. It was fun.
Happy.
Happy,
Fire,
happy,
can
happy.
you please, monster?
Behind,
Fire,
behind.
happy.
Literally
can you
chasing
please,
money
monster?
book
Fire,
thanks.
happy,
Anyone.
Fire, happy, can you please, monster?
Everyone.
Literally
Fire,
chasing
fire.
money book thanks.
Can you please,
Anybody.
monster? Please, monster.
Okay, this is so stupid. Honestly, this was a fun game. This was fun little demo. There's also a trader mode. Hey, Quickscoper, thank you for the 51 months. Alright, chat. I'm gonna use the restroom and then maybe we'll do a bit more Wu Chang. Or maybe we'll play a different horror game, I don't know. But I'll be right back. Oh yeah, Larksa wants to do the Nightreign boss. So I might do a run of Nightreign with Larksa. Yeah, I'll be right back. Alright. We are going to do some Nightreign with Larksio. Also, Chad, I am in Nightreign Twitch Rivals. I still haven't been able to. I haven't figured out who's gonna be my teammate though. So it's like a duo. It's like a duo competition for Twitch Rivals. But the thing is, I need to find a teammate with less than 400 hours in all the Souls games. So it needs to be like a noob, basically. So I asked if Trey could join 7 D, but they said no. They said he played too much. And he doesn't even like, I mean, he's not like a Souls streamer or anything. He's just played the games casually, but Yeah, they want a noob. So I don't know. I don't know who to pick, but I need to like figure somebody out. I need to figure out somebody like today. I can't. I mean, I can't. The thing is, so many of the people I know, chat, have played the games so much. You know what I mean? I asked Balk, but he hasn't responded to me. I don't know. I would love to do it with Balk. I actually think it would be fun, but I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna say yes. Ask Ludwig. Yeah, I mean I could. I don't know. I don't know if he'd want to or not. Balk's schedule is fucked right now. Yeah. Also, my game is at 30 FPS for some. Oh, I guess just the menu is 30 FPS. Ask Lobos. Were you not listening to anything I said, man? Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. But yeah, I need somebody who's like a noob. Caligo actually comes out in like 2 hours. Ask Flom. I was actually thinking about that. I was thinking about, I mean, he he is like a complete noob, which, you know, if I want to like, the thing is, if I want to win Twitch Rivals, I should probably choose somebody who like has still played Nightreign at least. He has played Nightreign. He played it like once, but he's never played a Souls game like at all apart from Nightreign like once. I can't. I can't ask Lobos, man. It needs to be. Gosh, sorry. It needs to be somebody who's like a noob. Did I ask Chino? Okay, yeah. Guys. Are you trolling or... Oh yeah, sorry, the audio is doubled, actually. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Nico, I don't. The thing is, I don't want to. I do still. Balk still hasn't responded to me, but I don't know. His schedule is like completely fucked right now. Nems. Honestly, dude, asking Nems would be. Do you think there's any chance, dude? But Nems isn't allowed because he has like literally a 1,000 hours in fucking DS3. But yeah, having Nems play would actually be super funny. You don't have 400 hours across the games, but I don't know if they'd consider you a noob. Yeah, I mean that's, well, I don't know. That's like the rule that they said, like the player, one person on the team. Like, there's only one person on the team with more than 400 hours allowed, which obviously, well, I'm obviously the one. I mean, it's fine. I don't know. Like, it's fine if somebody's a noob. Wait, has Repose been playing the Souls games? Show them the Ella tree clip from yesterday. Yeah, it would be fun to do it with Bach. I mean, it's only like a few hours anyways. First Companion is still the title on YouTube. Yeah, let me, Hey, Bavarian, thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you, man. I just opened my YouTube stream and it said I had 12 viewers, but it was bugged. I was like, is there like, I was like, do people not like horror games on YouTube that much? But no, it was just bugged out. I need to get some dinner soon, man. I'm freaking hungry. What class should I play for duos, chat? We're gonna do Everdark Augur, so oh yeah, chat, something that's cool. Apparently, so the new mode, like, I don't know how much of you guys know this, but there was a leak for Nightreign about a new mode that they're going to be adding to the game, which it's going to be, there's basically going to be a ranked mode for Elden Ring, and the better you perform, the higher your rank will get, and the game will get harder, and I think you'll get better rewards. And apparently there's like relics, new relics, and relic effects can go up to like +4. So you know how you have like magic attack up +2. Apparently they're going to go all the way up to +4. And yeah, so basically the relics are going to get like, you're going to have some pretty like crazy relics. Honestly, dude, the mode sounds sick. That's like, that's what I've wanted since like the game came out. Doesn't matter, game is terrible. All right, nice rage bait. I mean, you might not, you probably think that, and that's fine, but let's be real. All right, is Larksa still playing Wu Chang, or is she? I really don't like The Everdark Augur very much though, because it does feel like the class you choose is ultimately pointless. You've already played 300 hours of it and you don't know if you want to do the same maps more. Yeah, that I totally feel that. Dude, like having more maps is such a missed opportunity. Like hold on, there's somebody actually made a if I could find it. Oh yeah, so there's like fan-made maps that this guy made. He like mashed up the he just made like fan-made maps for Nightreign. Yeah, imagine like a Caelid map. This one's cool. It's like Caelid with Farum. Farum on top of it. Liurnia map. The Lake of Rot. Honestly, dude, I think this is like my favorite of the fan-made maps. Like, imagine you could take the bird to like another zone. Like, instead of the birds just being like the way to get around the map, like it takes you to other like zones or like parts of the map. That'd be cool. Opium art, yeah, basically. Nightreign has, I don't know, man. Does have like so much potential. Oh, Works called me. Jeez.
Hello?
Hey.
Did you hear me call for you through the wall?
No. I have my headphones on though.
Oh, okay. Your chat heard though.
Maybe they did.
Yeah. I'll send you an invite.
Okay.
Okay, 2 players. Invite. Can I queue up?
Yeah.
Commence 2 play expedition. Oh my god, exciting!
Yeah, I kind of want to play the BF6 beta. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it or not. We'll see. Maybe I'll stream it a bit. The game was cool. Yeah, actually, I like the Curse Companions game. I mean, it was just a demo too, so. I will say though, I think the map design, like the dungeon design in that game was a little too, I don't know, it's just a lot of like straight pathways. I would like to see the environment, like a bit more unique environments, I guess, in the dungeon itself in the game. Alright. I've only fought this boss once, so this might actually,
It's
you know,
fine.
we'll try our best.
I'm on my knee. Oh, what's this boss?
Hold on, I think I might need to turn you up a bit.
Yeah. Lightning? Oh.
Wait, sorry, what did you ask before? I couldn't really hear you.
Want to do Everjail?
Yeah.
Okay. So do I get lightning weapons for this boss?
No.
Oh, okay.
You'll see. This boss is... I don't want to spoil it. And I keep I want to punch, but I'm like, not able to get it off. Nice. I probably should have got the dodging. I want the levels. All right, level 5. Nice. No, Caligo comes out in like 2 hours.
We can do another Everjail too. This one.
Oh, do you have the key to start with?
Jesus!
I think we're shooting the wall, Arxa.
You're creepy.
Alright, yeah, let's do that for sure.
Oh! I went the wrong way. I'm here, I'm here.
Let's go
Castle?
this way. No, not yet.
Okay.
Soon though. Oh yeah, if you find resistances, definitely go for that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna grab a key here. Oh, he's up top. You can kill the bubble guys here if you want.
Alright.
I think we could just do like Everjails for now,
Yeah.
and then we can go to the castle on the next day.
Sounds good. Oh, what's that? There's an antler on my
Pop up.
screen. Oh my god, I've never seen that before. That's so cool. Yeah, I ain't reading all that. Sorry that happened, or I'm happy for you.
Get him, Larksa.
Yeah, I got him.
I'm gonna go to the castle here and grab a key. You can,
Oh, we did the churches too.
Yeah, there's a church there.
Yeah. I got it. Are you grabbing a key?
Yeah, I didn't get it though. Yep. Oh, no key.
Rip.
Well, that kind of sucks. Maybe we should have went to the castle.
I improved jump attacks. You want that one?
Sure.
Wait, here.
The treasure
You want
chest
it?
up here. Yeah, I grabbed
Oh,
it.
okay.
I got it. Probably should have done a shifting earth. Come on, key. Oh, that one.
Alright, where's the next?
Let's
Do this
go
one?
and try to do this
Oh,
Everjail. I think the
yeah.
circle is gonna close.
Yeah. Yeah, Augur is a boss. Augur or Madis or something. This, do you know what SYBAU stands for? Oh my god! What? You are indeed Azure.
I'm pretty sure you told me.
Oh yeah, so I forgot. I have like I did tell you. Yeah, my ad is a memory leak. It's 'cause of
I
all
guess
the
we actually have
processed
enough
foods,
time.
chat. Yes. Oh.
Got him.
Yeah. Okay, I'll come back for the goodies. Oh my god, I took something bad because I was stressed. Oh my god, I took max FP.
It's all good. Your mistake might actually turn out to be good. Never know.
Whoa. Oh my god.
Run, Larksa, run.
Okay. Oh my god. There is nowhere to climb up here. Oh my god. What the
You did it.
Oh my god.
All good.
All good in a sense. Left.
I'm so much.
Oh! Okay. Sorry. I have 0 flasks.
Yeah, that's not good. It's fine. I have
Okay, I'm Iron Eye. I don't get it. I do the hit thing. Ulting.
We have double resist up, so that's pretty good. I need to get
Castle?
taking damage. Yeah, we can go castle.
Or like a church?
Here, let's go this way. And we'll do this we'll just cryo all the Everjails, and then we can...
You have a key?
No, but we can get one there. Yeah, Larkson does not have much equipment. Alright, we can jump up this and kill this boss as well.
Okay. No, Calico is coming out after each jump. CST.
Give your ult.
No!
Good job.
Oh my god!
I thought we did that for you.
I'm fine, I'm completely fine.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't have done this, to be honest. But...
Oh, he's almost dead.
Yeah, no, I mean... Oh, jeez. Yeah, just kill him. Fuck him
Yeah,
up.
I'm ulting! So sorry. Chicken! Okay, he's in the fucking pillar. Okay, I have aggro. Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, that took forever.
I got a legendary!
Nice.
Oh my, do you want the Morgoth cursed sword?
No, it's okay.
Okay. I'll just get the Earth Repo then. Yeah, Gigatop.
That's good. Alright, we're just gonna get the key here.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the jail.
You got it? Nice.
Nice. Okay. Get the church.
Yeah. Church Rusty time.
I'm gonna jump in this fort and try to grab the key though.
Yeah. Sorry, what are you gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna follow you. I was zoned out.
I was just getting the key. You can keep going.
Oh, okay.
all good. Do you guys think Everdark Kaligo is going to be good, chat? I'm excited for Libra the most, I think. Or the final boss, but they haven't confirmed they're doing the final boss. Oh, this is awkward. Hitting them out.
It's in the pillar. Oh, you're in the pillar. Yeah.
Alright, let's get the church, and then we can go to the castle. Also kill the wolf.
I'm ulting! Does the boss do lightning damage?
I think it's like magic damage.
Ooh, church. What the? I know you could climb me. Whoa.
Can you even do jump attacks with this thing? I haven't found anything useful. Well, I guess this one is decent. Oh, I forgot to get the flask. Whatever.
Got to get the flask?
I'm not going back. We don't have time.
Yeah. Oh, nice, I'm losing. Oh shit! The boss behind me. Okay.
I was being a little greedy.
Okay. Ooh, there's a spirit thing.
Yeah, they can have good items.
Okay, nice. Oh, it's a pot throwing, guys.
Fine.
Whoa.
Here, follow me.
Okay.
After you get your talisman.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to jump up first.
Wait, where the fuck is... I got the 1,000 units. That's fine. Okay, so I might. I'm on the bottom again because he screamed!
Oh, there's a good item here for you.
This might just be like this.
Alright, we gotta go, Larxio. Go up top. We're going up top.
Okay. Right. I'm doing the skip.
You might. Hopefully you don't get hit down.
Oh, it's not very nice. I have holy. And not my own, so I'm gonna own. Legendary! Lion Great Bow! Oh, that's bad though. It's a Lion Great Bow. Okay, I'm gonna pick it up anyway.
Oh yeah, I could take that.
Oh, you want it?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Oh! Wait, we're max level!
Mm-hmm.
We're so good!
Oh yeah, we can kill the one more giant.
Oh yeah. Should I go back down for my talisman? Maybe it's fine. Oh yeah, no, the circle's already here. Fuck that shit.
Oh, if you come with me, you can get it.
Okay.
Back up.
But they're all ass. They're so bad. They're so bad. They're like spell casting and shit.
Mm-hmm. I'll put down a warming stone.
He got ulted. Uh-oh.
Nothing. I'm so. I get more resistance just because I don't want to get slept. I have like 200 sleep resist right now. I have triple resistance buff. Oh shoot, I was gonna go grab that at church. Oh well.
With the flask?
Yeah, I was gonna get the extra flask. So it was right there.
Yeah, time for Augur reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have an extra pouch. I never realized.
I'm gonna get extra healing stones in case we need them.
I'm right.
That's better. New Night Lord is in an hour and a half. I need to get some dinner soon, Chad. I'm fucking hungry. You hate my skin. What the?
You can't say that in 2025. Yay!
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay. Ah! There's so much water! Oh, he did so much damage! Oh, this is just one. I can already
So
tell.
easy.
Yeah.
Alright, grab.
A legendary!
Grab your legendary.
Oh. Very nice, but with Storm Ruler! Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? Oh my god! Oh my god. Oh my god. Should I keep my ult?
What'd you say?
Should I keep my ult for something?
I'm not sure, actually. You can hold down the button to like charge it as well. But
Ah, okay, I see. It's so pretty. Wait. The next boss is 8 p.m. CST. Oh, okay, now I got him. Oh, shit. No, I'm sleeping. My god, like waiting for this thing to charge is so annoying.
I'm gonna put down a stone.
That was all Fortnite. Oh my god.
Keep it up, Larksa.
Oh, fuck.
I'm coming.
Oh my god, the stupid balls! So pretty. Oh my god.
I'm coming, Larksa.
I was trying to charge my weapon too often. It was spam. That's okay. Can you do weapon art on me?
Oh yeah, let's see.
Oh! I don't even see what's again. What is? Oh my god, what's gonna attack me? But it's like 2 waves.
Let's stay alive. Are you out of flasks?
Yeah. Oh my god! It's okay, it's almost dead!
I'm gonna spawn another girl.
Okay, you got this. 1 HP.
I should have just focused the boss instead of trying to get Larks up, but
This boss is more tricky in duo mode? Yeah, that's it! It's more tricky in duo mode.
yeah, I mean, probably could have killed it if I wasn't trying to like get you up. If
Yeah, I'll switch to Raider.
yeah, you need to pick a class that's like tanky.
Yeah, there's
lot.
literally no use for Iron Eye in that one.
You can also hit the orbs. Yeah, but can you lock onto them?
Augur.
I was trying to lock onto the orb. Then, like, there was, yeah, I was trying to lock onto them, but it never actually targeted. I think I want to do. Yeah, we should probably use a shifting earth.
A shifting earth? Let's see. Do I have to do that one?
Not sure. Let's do knock Lateo though. So we can get an extra res.
Wait, what do you say?
Do knock Lateo. We can get a res.
What is knock the Teo?
Go to the signboard
What the fuck is that? Okay, okay.
and conjure knock Lateo.
Oh, what the Okay. Okay, let's see.
You get less Everjails. Yeah, but like I think a res would have helped us there quite a
Trying
bit.
to find the...
Like I would rather have a res than 10% more damage.
The board? Yeah. This way. I think. No.
You can just teleport.
Oh, you can? Oh, oops. Collectors. Oh, oopsie. Okay, knock the Theo. Conjure shifting earth. Oh, it's called knock Lateo. Oh. I had no idea. Okay. I'm ready. Okay, I'm wearing onion skin, so you need to change your skin.
Need to change.
Yeah, it's like wearing the two same shirts to work otherwise. It's embarrassing.
And if only I had that extra flask chat, maybe it would have been enough.
Luckily, Raider is my second main, so this will be first try.
I trolled with flask regen over time. I don't think I did. I mean, it heals more overall. And it's not like I was... I mean, I died because I ran out of healing, not because my flask wasn't doing enough, you know?
There's an Evergil right here.
We just died to Augur. It's Larks' first time doing it, though. I feel like this fight is such a pain in the ass. It's like so much just unavoidable damage. Or at least it feels unavoidable. So. I'm excited to try out Kaligo, though. No, I mean, I could have carried better. I'm not that good at the fight, chat. Iron Eye, I'm not going to tell her what to pick, though, because she hasn't seen the fight. Alright, yeah, let's do the Everjail.
Yeah.
Did you start with a key?
I have
You
a key.
that? Okay.
Yeah. Run? It is! No think, just R1 or jump.
Infinity attack power. Let's get it. Let's see it.
Okay.
I don't know if I should go in here, Chad.
Yeah, double radar.
Whatever. I'm not. I'll get the key. You can start on the boss. Oh, there's no key. That's.
Oh. Does that mean it's like a beast here?
No, it just means we got unlucky. For some reason, like, there's chests that have a really high chance, but it's not guaranteed still. Okay, come with me. There's a super merchant here we can go to, and we can buy an extra key.
Supermercado. Okay.
Yeah, just buy like a key for the guy.
Then I have 2 keys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about this routing, but whatever. We're just gonna go this way.
You okay with this camp?
I don't know. We can just keep going, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, also the church. Maybe after the Everjail.
I'm gonna grab one more key over here. You can start on the Everjail.
I'll go
though.
to Everjail. Alright. Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
I'm gonna try to lose aggro of the grafted scion.
Oh, it's a scion. Okay. Not too
Yeah.
bad.
Okay, I think he's gone.
Yeah, I got an extra key. I'm not sure we even need it though. We would need to do the one over there. But I don't know.
Oh, do you want to kill the scion first?
Sure.
I think duos is stressful.
We're fine.
It's so stressful.
Oh wait, I have blind spot. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh. Dude, I was backstabbing him.
Now he's on
You're
top.
fucking kidding me.
This fucking guy. Could have maybe got the slow respiration.
Alright.
We can kill the bleed camp here.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm.
No, it's
Oh
fine.
God.
Just hit me. Good job.
Oh. I think he's in. Ooh, ailments. Okay. I'm never gonna die now.
This blob drops.
Wait, did you just steal the glint blade one? Oh, I got it. I got it.
Alright. This church. I feel like we should maybe go.
Yeah, we need giga churches this time.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure where the circle is going to end. Maybe the northeast.
Oh, my favorite boss, the Beastly Brigade. Church? Or Everjail?
Yeah, we could do this average. Could be able to get the church like on the way. Do you have your ult?
No. Almost.
I don't know if we should. Alright, we're gonna do the Everjail. Fuck it.
Oh, but the dragon. So Dragonaut's going to greet us? Okay. Oh my god, oh my god. I'm gonna ult. Okay, nice.
Alright, follow me. We're gonna get that church along the way.
Okay. We're saving Libra for last? Yeah, I think so. Oh! Oh, fuck! Thank you. one smack.
Yeah, you'll get your heals back at the church.
Yeah. Doing double damage.
Oh yeah, if you're in the swarm for too long. That's okay.
Okay.
You can just get him back.
Right, yeah, I'll pick up my sword. I'll just ping where I died to remember.
Power stance great axes are pretty good. I think we probably want to take the bird back down, I guess. Noclateo. Or we could take this tree. Probably go for that one actually. We can get the extra church along the way. Yeah, we could greet it after day 2. That's true. It is like right. I guess it's nearby. See anything.
Oh, we were synced up! Oh my, we destroyed that one. I think that was Augur? No.
Let's go to this tree.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, my souls! I should pick them up first, right?
Yeah, you can grab them. You should be like.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab them.
Larks is going to be pretty far behind, though. Not really sure what I should do. Meantime, I guess I could kill these guys.
Okay, I got them back. Ow.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the tree. Then I'm gonna fly to you.
I thought I got the plunge there, but I guess not.
Out of my way, out of my way.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm usually not this slow, I swear. I already killed something.
That's fine. Just come to this like merchant.
Alright. Alright. Okay, merchants.
Okay, we just gotta go to the city though.
Okay. Alright. City.
I think we should. I like we could kill the hippo. We could have done more stuff, but we kind of just have to. We want to.
How many days was boss available? A week? Yeah. Oh my god, I'm not gonna beat it today.
Hmm?
I'm actually crushing out. We might not beat it today.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I'm still not sure which is like the best route through this. I'm just gonna go left side. You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just triggered because my chat says I look 40 years old.
Cool. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm right behind you. Are you level 10?
Not yet.
Only 4. Oh my fucking.
Oh wait, they added. There always a grace there? What the fuck?
Ooh. Someone fought new as Augur? Yeah, a lot of people. I'm pretty sure.
The bottom grace? I just never noticed.
Okay, I'm gonna ult. I'm also ulting! Please don't die.
Thought I
Yeah.
could punch it. Work, though.
Okay, dive now. Yeah.
Axe of God. Wait,
I got
magic
3
attack
legendaries this! 3!
Power. I think I want magic attack power, right?
Oh my god, it's got 3 legendaries. I'm gonna get the Wending Grace though. Yeah. I'm going to get the Wending Grace. Like a good teammate. Okay.
Wait, so what legendaries did you have?
What did you say?
What legendaries did you have?
A Shodol, a Beast something, and the Wending Grace.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, I have a weapon that gives magic attack power. Let's go dupe it.
Okay.
I could, you can dupe it as well if you want.
Okay. I don't know what else. Does continuous HP recovery stack?
I'm not sure.
Does a glint blades stack?
No.
Oh shit. That would've been nice. Oh. I'll
Take
just
that
dupe
and dupe
this.
it.
This one? Okay. Nice.
You chose the
Okay,
wrong
nice.
one.
What?
You duped a white dagger.
No, I duped the 2 axes.
Oh, you have 2 of them now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it just replaced it. I see.
Yeah, I'm not that stupid.
I'm just I'm just making sure.
Mhm.
Let's kill this dragon.
Okay. Oh, Elden. Oh, shredding. Nice. Oh, this one. A soldier, not a dragon? Oh, shut up!
Alright. I think we could just go kill Loretta outside. That should get us level 15.
Luckily, I'm really good at Loretta. Oh, it's right by the circle.
I thought maybe I could get her to jump off the ledge. I thought maybe I could get her to follow me. Oh!
This. Yay! Easy. Oh, legendary! Another Eclipse Shoto. That's literally 5th time.
Yeah, I know. I.
Why? Skip the best weapon? Really? The Shoto? Oh, I got the Echo. Wait, Echo. I can't pronounce that. I got the Regalia and I skipped it. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean it doesn't. None of your weapons really matter because just get
Is
the
it
good
the
weapon on the
Storm
boss
Ruler?
anyways. Mm-hmm.
Power stance is actually. Whoa, that was sick! You did like a twirl!
That's Lion's Claw.
Oh, cool.
I think there's an enemy left. Or actually no, circle's still just closing. Never mind.
What's it gonna be? Oh, okay, 3 Sentinel is also my specialty. Nice.
So we can go run and get a church if we want. Play it safe.
Yeah, let's do it. Boy, it's stressful. Where did you jump? Okay, I'm fine. Wait, one of your chatters keeps asking if I'm a furry.
Oh, are you?
No, I'm just wearing puppy ears like a normal person. God forbid. They also say they're very parasocial about you, so yeah.
Okay, so you definitely want
Ooh.
warming stones. Buy at least 2. Oh, buy at least 2 warming stones, by the way.
Oh,
I
okay.
want those.
Alright.
Alright.
Should I buy starlight shards?
No.
Okay.
When you hold the weapon art, you get like mana back, so.
Alright. I'm gonna buy this one. And I'm gonna buy this one. There.
I don't think starlight shards are really necessary. Honestly, warming stones are like the best item for this.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're so close to the deadline. They're gonna like despawn the boss.
I'm skipping the cutscene. Alright, let's go.
No, it's tonight. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Alrighty.
Doesn't matter if I ult. I'm gonna ult.
We could boost our damage.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I nearly fell asleep on the warming stone.
There's only 1 orb left.
Okay. Throw the food. Yay! I'm out of mana. Didn't get it back? Okay. Oh shit. No! We have wending graces! We have wending graces!
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it's just these balls. Okay. These balls always hit me the most. How do you get mana back?
Methods.
Maybe only red with ult?
I don't know.
We still have the grace too.
Oh. We need to destroy those orbs. They're fucking impossible to hit.
Uh-huh. Okay, I got one, I got one.
I got it. Okay, yeah, use the charge attacks on it. More. Come on, we're almost there.
I'm trying!
I got
I'm
him.
trying! Oh my god! Oh my
Jesus.
god.
I hate
Nice.
this fight.
Yeah. Yay! Let's go! And we got right at the deadline!
Yeah, we. I think only had time. Try one more.
Yeah.
Oh. That was stressful.
That was stressful. Yeah, I'm gonna say bye to my chat.
Oh, okay. You spam the Stormruler light attack. I mean, I was spamming the light attack though. No? Or wait, was I using a... Oh, I see what you mean. Like the ones that explode on the ground. Can you get the Stormruler weapon art in the think you can, right? Oh. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, does this attack like pierce? Pierces the bubbles. Let's see. Hey, Nehibaku, thank you for the 12 months, man. Thank you very much, dude. I see. Okay. So I guess you just want to attack into those then. I see. Yeah, those, but there's like, so, I mean, a lot of the damage I took there was my fault. I was, just tanking a lot of the, it's because I get like so greedy. I just want to like break. I feel like I get an opportunity to hit the orbs, so I go for an attack even though I know I shouldn't. Just because I'm hoping that it'll be worth it and I'll break the orb, but then I don't, I miss it anyways, and then it's like, okay, well. Can revive 1 gauge very far with the charge L2. I see. Am I gonna get dinner and come back and practice Wu Chang? Probably not. No. Honestly, chat, I was thinking about staying awake for the Caligo fight. I mean, I don't know. It's only 30 minutes, but I'm pretty tired. I honestly might just do it tomorrow. The fight isn't going anywhere. I think I might just do Caligo tomorrow. I'm kind of tired, to be honest, fellas. I would rather do the fight when I'm like energetic. I'm really hungry as well. I really need to get some dinner, so I'm gonna go chill out, get some dinner, and go relax, chat. We will, yeah, we'll try out Caligo tomorrow. Hopefully it's a cool fight. And, yeah, we'll also continue, learning Wu Chang. Yeah, it releases in 30 minutes. I was gonna stay awake for it, but I don't know, I'm feeling kind of tired.